Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Diptii Shah, and welcome to my show, Artistry, where we explore the world of arts, creativity, and culture. Today, I have with me Miss Ankita Gupta of the YouTube channel Desi Couple in London. Hello, Ankita, and welcome to my show.
Hi, Dipti. Thanks for having me.
Such a pleasure to have you. Ankita, tell us a bit about yourself. What do you do, and how did you get inspired to start a YouTube channel?
Yes, so I run a YouTube channel named Desi Couple in London, and apart from that, I also have a full-time job as an engineering manager in a travel organization, and I am a mom of a very naughty 2-year-old, and I live with my husband and my son in London. So yeah.
Ankita, the first question that shoots off my mind is time management. How do you do a full time job, run a YouTube channel, and constantly answer to your 2-year-old child?
Yeah, to be honest, it's extremely difficult to work on these three different aspects of my life. And it is also difficult to kind of manage or balance between all of these roles that I have. But what I kind of try to do is a to have a like right routine so that everything is placed correctly. I won't say that I stick to these routines like a robot 24/7, but I try to kind of manage and plan my time accordingly. And usually it's like on weekdays, so after evening, when my son Kian is asleep, we try to spend some time thinking about YouTube topics, then writing the scripts, and then basically planning what we will shoot on the weekends, because weekends is when we have some time for shooting. Weekdays are generally busy with 9 to 5 job, and then taking care of Kian, and then after he is sleeping, then we just plan out some stuff so that we can shoot on weekend and probably do some editing on weekends as well. So that is how, like, what my routine looks like, and how do I try to plan and incorporate all these things. But yeah, I'll be very honest, it's not very easy, and sometimes I struggle. And for that, like, I have my husband as a very good support system of mine, who kind of tries to take off some load when I'm feeling overwhelmed. So yeah, that is another good big help that I get from him.
Ankita, let me start from the beginning. Why did you start a YouTube channel when you already had a full time job?
Okay. So it was because I had this, creative side of me, and I wanted to like channelize my creativity somewhere. And also, like, it was something different from the regular stuff that I was doing. So I didn't want to fall into that monotonous trap of, working your 9 to 6 job and doing nothing apart from that. So that's how I figured out that I should, pursue this passion of doing something creative. And that's how I started this YouTube channel. Um, Going like, I have a long story of how we started this YouTube channel really, and what kind of challenges we faced. If you want me to,
Of
go,
course.
it's a really long story, so bear with me.
Please share your story of why did you start and what challenges did you face while you were, thinking about starting this YouTube channel.
Sure. So, if I tell you, this idea of YouTube, or the very first thought, came very long ago. So it was about, I think, maybe 7 years, 8 years, around 7 to 8 years ago, that my husband, thought about like, he was very attracted and amused by YouTube platform, and he used to do some fun videos. Like, at that time, he was just, he tried to pick up some videos and put some dubbing into it and tried to upload, but it was not working out. It was very fun, kind of, exploring kind of way. But later on, when I also realized that, I can do something like this, and maybe I can also start getting involved. So I developed an interest from there. So again, huge credit to him as well, because he had this attraction towards this platform, and I kind of ride onto it. So Yeah, so we were just at that point, we were just camera shy as well. So we wanted to make content, but we were not very comfortable with the camera. So we would just go to some places. We would shoot a very, short duration videos, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever we would like, and we would just put them up on YouTube. And that was like that used to get very, very less number of views at that point, and but we were still just having fun and exploring how it works, because at that period of time there was not even enough resources, or we were not even aware of resources of how we can start, whether we should have a niche of our own, or whether what should be the name of our channel, or what kind of content we should put. So it was not very easily available. The platform was still very new in India, at least. And when we were kind of having this kind of fun at that time, I remember there was a who is like now a big YouTuber, Lily Singh, whom we used to watch, and she used to do these fun videos. She was emerging at that time as a YouTuber, and people were getting to know about her, that okay, this is some YouTuber that exists, and there were very, very few YouTubers at that time. So we started at that point and just having fun. Then we moved to London, and we were like, whenever we were going on a trip, we will just record a little bit and put it out there with some dubbing, with I basically narrating what our travel is looking like and all. So it was a little bit towards traveling side. Then COVID happened. Okay, and when COVID happened, as you know, all the travel stopped completely, right? So we were just thinking what we could do at that period of time to kind of stay consistent, and what content we can put on our channel. So suddenly we started kind of making these fun videos. We saw some fun videos online, which were like quizzes about movies, and it could be about any fun, interesting stuff. So along with us, my brother, and we involved a cousin as well. So few of us just made some fun videos as well, like doing some quizzes and putting it up, editing and putting. So we do a bit of these fun videos as well, until when we realized at one point that there has to be some niche for this channel, and there has to be some informative content that we wanted to make, because since we have moved to London, and we could think that we are facing these maybe we are facing some challenges, or maybe we are having a new experience entirely, and some friends who want to move, they are like asking some questions as well. So from there we got this idea of this kind of content can be helpful to many people who would like to move to UK, or who are moving to UK, or just want to move to UK. So at that point, we realized that we should make some informative content who can help all these people who are, moving to UK, or who are interested in moving to UK. So we started making a lot of videos around this. It was like expenses, our expenses that we were having. How does our rental apartment look like? And cost of living, and like a lot of this stuff about how it can help people who are moving to UK. How where do you buy groceries? What is the price of this? And a lot of things that are really, really helpful when someone is moving to a new country abroad. So that's how we started making that content. We still do some of the travel stuff as well whenever we have some like day trips around, London. That really helps people, because sometimes people don't know of some places that they can go to and have fun. So we try to upload all aspects, not just about the serious stuff, like challenges and struggles, and pros and cons kind of thing, but also about where you can go on a weekend, on a long weekend, if you want to go somewhere, or how you can get a Europe visa, because it's very, very common to travel from London to Europe, right? So all of that stuff, and then maybe some travel from Europe or other countries where you can go to. So yeah, we try to cover all these aspects apart from the regular informative content. So yeah, it's a good balance, I believe, for between all of that, and we try to like help people who want to move. So yeah, that's how it started, and that's where we are right now, with all of this content in place.
Ankita, what would you tell people who say that you should have a niche in the very beginning of starting a YouTube channel? Do you agree with that?
I would say, first of all, it is very important to start somewhere. If you're not, you don't know what your niche should be, it is really, really important to start somewhere. Um, I think you figure out during the process only that what you want to do or what works best for you. So there's no harm in experimenting or having fun with this platform, right? So it gives you the opportunity to kind of explore and have fun and figure out a way for yourself. If you know the niche from the beginning, good, you have some of your problems solved, so you can just start from there. But if you just want to experiment and you're not sure about your niche, then you should definitely experiment and see what works for you and what audience likes about you.
Between your husband and you, do you have a clear division of who does what? Since it's like a channel about a couple, vlogging.
Mhm. So I would say, there are some defined responsibilities, but they are not like, there are no hard boundaries as such, because that's how we balance, right? When I feel overwhelmed, let's say for example, I'm feeling overwhelmed, I don't want to make any content this week. I tell my husband I'm not like in the zone right now, and I am too busy with my work as well as managing responsibilities for my child, and maybe I don't want to make something at this point. So at that time, he kind of takes over and takes more responsibility at that period, and probably I'll just be a little bit in the back, uh, to support and just help him. And that's how we kind of switch responsibilities between each other, according to the time that we have got. Maybe 1 week or few days can be very busy for him, maybe some other days can be very busy for me. And that's how we try to balance. Whenever whoever has time, we try to kind of switch some responsibilities, and both of us do the editing, both of us shoot. So it's nothing like that only one person is doing. So that's what is beneficial, for because we have two people working for the same channel. So uh, yeah, that's how we kind of try to balance each other's responsibilities and workload.
The challenges before in the past 7 years, and now that you have an established channel, an established niche, have the challenges changed? And do you still feel that, sometimes it's overwhelming to keep creating content all the time?
Yes, so challenges have definitely changed from what they were 7 years ago. So they were all about figuring out a niche for your channel, maybe figuring out a name for your channel. We had a different name and then we changed our name as well. So the challenges have definitely changed from that point to now, because at that point we were still not very serious. We were just having kind of, as I said, we were having fun and exploring, and we were still figuring out what we need to do. But the challenges now are a bit different. We want to have that kind of consistency, which is a bit tricky to maintain. Sometimes that consistency goes off as well. It's not like we are 100% consistent all the time, but that's what we have to like pull each other. When we are not being consistent, we have to discuss, right, that we are not paying maybe enough attention to our YouTube channel that we started. So that's when we pull each other and try to kind of get to the same consistent level. And that's what we are trying right now. Every now and then we have to try to be consistent, because until unless you take this as a responsibility, it is very very hard to deliver. So we it is just like any other responsibility, so we take YouTube also as a responsibility for ourselves.
At which number of subscribers, after how many subscribers, after any particular video that you thought that, oh my God, now YouTube is not just, fun. It is actually something that can and does have potential to become a second income or become a serious outlet of creativity. Was there a particular number, or was there a particular video that when you thought that, no, the responsibility that you're talking about, that YouTube is a serious business for you?
Yes, so there were not, I would say, one video, but there were like a few videos with some time gap as well. So when initially we were having fun, so there was a fun video that worked out as well. At that, like now, if you see, it will not count that much. Those 1,000, 2,000 views won't count. But when you start, they count really a lot, right? So at that point, we went to India, I remember, and we just so my husband and one of my brother, so they just sit together and reviewed different kinds of beer, and that was really fun video, and we just put it up, and it was quite, it got some good views. So that was our first, taste of, okay, we've got 1,000 views or 2,000 views, which was pretty decent at that point. And then again, we were just, when we were exploring, after that we moved into this niche of making content for people who want to move and all that. So one of our videos was related to British Museum. When we first went to British Museum and showcased what all Indian things belong to this museum, and there were like plenty of stuff over there. So that became really huge. We got like a lot of views from that video, and even our moving to UK videos worked quite well. They received like good response and good number of views. So that was the point. We thought that okay, I think this is what our audience likes. This is maybe the content gap that we can showcase, and this is what people would like to see. So that's when we realized that this is something that can be good, and that can be good serious business, and we can make something here. So yeah.
Do you think that being an NRI and exploring the Indian in NRI angle gives you a very particular niche and differentiates you? What is your USP according to you?
I would say definitely. I think being an NRI was a turning point, at least for our channel. So that's when we figured out our niche, and that's what really helped grow our channel as well. Um, what was your other question? Sorry, did I miss?
What is your USP?
Yeah,
Uh,
I think we are not just making only informative content about people who want to move to UK, but also we are making some fun content or some travel content that they can relate to, or they can refer in their day to day life of what they want to do or they would like to do. So even after they have moved here, they will get like plenty of topics to watch out for. We talk about current topics as well, like recession. When Rishi Sunak was going to be a PM, we talked about that. So there are plenty of like recent current topics as well, apart from helping out people who want to move. So yeah, like I think our channel is very relevant to all those who want to move, who have moved to UK, and who just want to even from India, they want to just watch what does a person sitting in UK is doing right now, or where he is traveling, or what kind of life he has, what kind of house he has. So I think that is the USP of our channel.
Ankita, do you agree that our subscribers to our channel are the most important asset or most important, driving factor when we are creating content? How do you manage engagement when you're already so busy?
So I would say 100% subscribers are really important for you. Even when you start, I would say do pay attention to what subscribers are saying. Even if you have very few subscribers, they are taking some time out to comment on your videos. Do reply to those subscribers. And even if there's nothing to reply, even they are just appreciating, you can just say thanks. You can just put a smiley, anything to acknowledge that you have seen their comment is what we do. Even if you'll see, we just try to comment at least 95 to 99%. I can like very confidently say that we reply to almost all the comments that we get on our YouTube channel. Um, of course, they should be like valid questions and like valid comments, even if they are like appreciative comments or some feedback, constructive feedback. Also, we try to respond to all of those comments on YouTube, and that's how we build that community, engage that community. And also, apart from that, we do have an Instagram channel, Instagram page with name Desi Couple in London, and on that we get lots of DMs wherein we try to reply to everybody's queries. We try to kind of respond to each and every one. There are plenty of questions about people who want to, know about some areas, where to live in London and where to go in UK, and like plenty of questions from people who are, who are moving to UK or moved to UK and they are finding, something difficult or they are having some challenges. So we try to respond to all those DMs as well. As I said, like, on weekdays, we try to spare out some time, instead of maybe scrolling some reels, we could reply to those DMs or comments. So, yeah, it's all about for what particular thing you want to take out time for in your life. And I think that's how, if it is important for you, you'll find ways to kind of take out time. So that's how we try to reply to all of these things on YouTube and Instagram. And I think we have built a pretty good community so far, because some people have just become kind of, Insta friends. They'll comment on things and they'll DM for or comment or, reply to our stories that we put up. So we have built a good, strong community. Of course, there's a long way to go. But yeah, I think we'll continue to do so and we'll get there.
Have you faced any negative comments or trolling during your journey on YouTube?
There are. So, of course, there are positive as well as negative. Still, negative are still very less if we compare with the positive feedback that we get. So, we try to concentrate on what positive feedback we are getting. And yeah, negative, some way or the other, I think people find a way to say something. And I think now we have kind of built that thick skin to ignore all those negative comments. So, yeah.
If you were to look back at your journey of such so many long years in YouTube, and you had like the option to start again, what would be your three top pieces of advice for newcomers?
Okay, I think one of the advice for YouTube really is to stay consistent. Consistency is very important for YouTube. The second tip I would say is your channel name should be kind of relatable and searchable. So sometimes people can just stumble across that and probably, explore or find your channel. And third tip would be try to improve on your content and your quality of the content consistently. So, even if you look back to your videos maybe some time ago, you feel like you have made some improvements and your content is getting better. So, if your content is getting better, it'll attract more audience automatically.
Do you think YouTube is saturated in the NRI vlogging space currently, or there is still hope and there is still chance for someone new to start?
I think there is always a chance for anyone and everyone to start. YouTube still, I think, has a lot of audience that maybe some of us are not being able to tap into. So I think there is no harm ever in trying out these things. And I won't say that it's saturated. At some point, some even who are, existing bloggers may feel like that. But new bloggers should never, I think, worry about these things, and they should definitely give it a try and see for themselves what works out. I think there are plenty of vloggers, plenty of people coming to UK all the time, every year. So I think that audience is growing too. I believe, I hope that we can tap into more and more of those people, and kind of, I don't think that will create a saturation, and probably try to be more creative with what you're doing. So even if your topics could be same, but the way of your presentation could be different. So it totally depends on how you are basically um, how you're putting up your videos. It should not be like copy and paste of other NRI videos or NRI channels that are already there, right? So if you will just copy exactly what others are making, then probably it can come across as, saturated for you and may not work for you. But if you can bring out some of your individual personality and bring out some creative side of yours, then I think people like to watch different YouTube channels. I don't think anyone is watching just one YouTube channel. People are watching multiple YouTube channels of similar topics also. So they want to get like different perspectives. And yeah, so I think market is still open, and don't think in that direction. To do try if you are really really passionate about YouTube.
Fabulous. I mean, thank you so much for your tips. Thank you so much for your sharing your journey, and we wish you all the best for the future.
Thank you so much for having me, Dipti. It was really, really fun conversating with you. So, yeah, it was good chatting.
Same here. My pleasure. That was Ankita Gupta on an artistry with me today. It was great shooting with her, and I hope you liked the interview. Thank you for watching. Please share, like, and subscribe. And I really appreciate your time. Keep watching for more such content.